and we're back with some Hard to Make a Romantic Cartoon. Episode number 12? Also, I guess this did change. I had to like restart everything and like go through super quickly at some point because I lost everything because this game doesn't connect with Steam. But we're back and this should be all fine. I wonder how short the next episode will be. But I'm also excited for episode 12, so we'll see what happens. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, technically, there's a game called Boyfriend Dungeon, which isn't even like a game, it's just for boyfriend only. Like, they should have named it something else besides Boyfriend Dungeon because there were boys, there were non-binary people, there were like people who don't want to date. There's like you can get a cat or like a female as well. Like, should have something else, but it was still a fun game. Although they did say they were gonna add DLC, but I don't think the DLC has ever come out. I'm kind of sad about it. The school field day was coming up. Another competition after the recent midterm exams. All the classes were buzzing with heated discussions, and so our class was our class, but something's wrong. Other classes were busy discussing game strategies, player selection, and practice schedule, but our class members were discussing something else. Doyoung looks great in blue. No, he looks better in yellow. Blue looks cool and refreshing. Yellow looks sweet and lovely. Yellow's cute, blue is cool. I prefer blue personally. Why are they so obsessed with the color of group t-shirts? They're almost like politicians representing different parties. Everyone, imagine a baby chick. A baby chick, that's cute. See? Yellow is the color. Yeah, let's go with yellow. They came to an agreement and the tension melted away instantly. But the class was still busy discussing various safety measures. What towels, hat, parasol, a hand fan, cold water, ice cream? They'll add a parasol table to the list at this rate. In the meanwhile, Jidal had applied for all kinds of games in my place. The school field day was here. Is Doyoung really okay? Oof. Why are they all British all of a sudden? Doyoung wasn't participating in any of the games considering his health condition. All the class members and even the teachers considered it a given. Doyoung might feel bored today. I'm competing in all the games to cheer him up, but he might still feel like he's being left out. I checked on how Doyoung was doing. What are you looking forward to the most? Relay race is the highlight, isn't it? I'll win that relay for you. Maybe. No, they didn't. You can't win on a relay race alone. I'm sure they'll all do their best. I saw the faces of the other relay race members darken, but that wasn't my concern. You don't have to win. Just play safe. His kind words were enough to touch me. Root for me. I'll do my best too. Okay, I'll root for you. Doyoung beamed at me. I was sitting at the center of the cheering section. The class president and vice president were busy putting out cheering tools and snacks. I tried to help them, but I was flat out refused. I'm the only one who's idle here. Then I noticed a huge box with the name Cha Doyoung on it. Seriously? The class president came up to me. Here's everything that you might need. If you feel hot or dizzy or whatever you have, to tell me. They were making a big deal out of this. I'm not that weak, but nobody was listening to me. Instead, I was just given a parasol. Jeez, I'm not some fragile paper doll. I didn't participate in the games for the sake of Doyoung's character. But this was too much. You should have that parasol over your head, not in your hand. I've never seen him in his gym uniform. He looks fresh in his gym uniform. I've never seen him. Let's do this. Seriously, I'm fine. Oh, don't start with me. I remember someone fainted at the air-conditioned library. Who was that? Me. I was getting tired of saying no. Setting up to him was pointless. He might go as far as to cancel the field day. Be a good boy, will you? Hyun was kind enough to put up the parasol for me. I was alone with Hyun under the black parasol. How are you going to get rid of me? Then I remembered the night when Hyun came to see me. I could feel my heart pounding. I bit my lip out of embarrassment. Hyun bended over and whispered in my ear. I'll be in the relay race. Huh? Why is he mentioning that all of a sudden? When I looked up, Hyun smiled at me mischievously. So, you should root for me, okay? I was baffled at how bold he was. I couldn't believe he was talking about the relay race at a moment like this. I was almost bewitched by his good-looking face, but his words cleared my head in no time. I have to root for my class. No, you cannot. You're being ridiculous. Hyun insisted, glaring at me. I stared back at him. He just never listened. He's too weird. I wasn't a big fan of physical activities. That didn't mean I was not good at them. I just don't like the sweating myself in the hot weather. But now I changed my mind. You're saying things like, go, Jinha. I didn't like Do-young cheering for Lee Jinha. He's so cute. I couldn't help but smile at Hyun's childish behavior. But it turned out Hyun was quite serious. As the games went on, the competition between Hyun and Jinha were getting more fierce. Jinha and Hyun were now competing over a basketball. They'll grab each other by the throat at the relay race. I think they'll punch each other. Wanna bet? 100,000 won? Deal. Some were even waiting for them to fight, making secret bets. People always enjoyed watching others fight. I'm so embarrassed. I lowered my head out of embarrassment. Do-young, let's go to the classroom. It was time for me to take a rest in the classroom. Jinha and other classmates agreed that I should take a break in between games. They even took turns taking me up to the classroom, saying they didn't want to leave me alone. I can't believe they're serious. Let's hurry. We should be back before the next game. It was ridiculous, but they might have carried me on their backs if I'd refused. Okay. I chose to walk on my own feet rather than being carried on someone else's back. I was on my way to the classroom with a classmate. Some tall student showed up out of nowhere and blocked the way. He was panting out of breath. He must have ran here. Oh. Hi. This was the big chance. I won't see Do-young alone like this again. I waited for you for so long. I have so much to tell you. His eyes were burning with intensity. Who is he? Oh, where are you going? To the classroom? Oh, I'm Yu Yun-ho. I'm a new transfer student here. I just nodded. Silence fell between us. Aren't you thirsty? The new guy, Yun-ho, offered me a bottle of water. Seriously, what are you? No thanks, I have plenty. My classmate was carrying a bottle. And there were plenty more at the grounds. Bye then. There was an obvious sign of disappointment on his face. If we meet again, will you say hi to me? My phone buzzed. The new text message left me speechless. Going to the classroom. New transfer approaches Cha Do-young. He looks suspicious. Oh. A new transfer? Approach. Suspicious. What the hell? I was gritting my teeth when I saw Lee Jinha walk by. Hey. What? What's this? I handed over my cell phone to Jinha. He stared into the screen. Yeah, I knew he looked fishy. Jinha gritted his teeth. You know him? He was kind of persistent. Is that so? I got my phone back from Lee Jin-ha, and I sent a text ordering a background check on the new transfer student. Even if he's not up to something, even if he's just trying to make friends with him, I'd still be pissed off. How dare you approach Do Young? Let's call it a truce until we get rid of him. Agreed. Lee Jin-ha shook my hand. Let's go up. Okay. We left the track at once. The relay race wasn't our concern anymore. Where are you going? What about the race? We're in the semifinals. Hey, wait! The field day ended, although it got a bit messy in the end. Yu Yeon-ho is giving me a headache these days. What the hell is this? He came to me whenever I stepped out to the hallway. When a new character approached the male lead in a BL story, I couldn't help but suspect him. And it's strange that he showed up so suddenly. He could be a good guy, but it didn't matter. It's too much. I'm already busy with these two. And neither the writer nor the system were stepping in at the moment. I don't have to make friends with him, do I? Then can I try turning him down? But turning him down won't be easy either. I wasn't in the position to snap at him sharply. I don't know you. Stop talking to me. Things would have been better off if I could say that. Yu Yeon-ho approached me again. Well, hello. Hi, Do-young. I grabbed Jin-ha's shirt and answered. Sorry, but we have to run. I was telling him to leave in an indirect way. It was cowardly of me, but I thought he might give up talking to me if I kept refusing him like this. But Yu Yeon-ho didn't back off. Oh, is it urgent? I want to talk to you. Is he innocent or is he playing innocent? I was thinking of another way of turning him down. Leave. Jin-ha stood in front of me and put me behind his back. I've been talking to Do-young. Can't you see? Do-young feels uncomfortable. Who he was being straight... What? That... Okay. Who he was being straightforward. He's almost picking a fight. I panicked and trapped Jin-ha on his back. Tapped Jin-ha on his back. I wanted to turn him down, but I didn't want Jin-ha fighting him. What if Jin-ha gets hurt? I don't want any more trouble. Should I call Tion? What if Jin-ha gets hurt? Yu Yeon-ho must have thought that I was stopping Jin-ha from interrupting us. He stepped up to me. Do-young, let's talk. Show me your face. You're scaring him. Jin-ha shoved Yu Yeon-ho's chest, pushing him off. Then Yu Yeon-ho's eyes turned sharp. They might get into a fight. I stepped out from behind Jin-ha's back. What are you doing? Are you trying to fight? The tension between the two subsided. I really have to go. I'm sorry to have kept you. He said he was sorry, but Yeon-ho had a cold look on his face. And that look was enough to make me feel worried. Isn't this strange? All the students in the school knew that Jin-ha and I were close friends, but Yu Yeon-ho wanted to talk to me, not Jin-ha. He even confronted Jin-ha. Does it have to be me? No, let's save these thoughts for later. Bye. I grabbed Jin-ha's arm and dragged him off. I wanted to get out of here. I stared at Do-young's back. Lee Jin-ha. He was the problem. Even the thought of his name made me feel agitated. Gritting my teeth wasn't enough. A dark aura seemed to be growing inside my heart. He's getting in my way. I wasn't making progress in making friends with Do-young, and I blamed Lee Jin-ha for it. I can't do anything at this rate. I'll get rid of him first. I clenched my fist hard. I could feel my nails digging into my palm. What should I do with grandfather? I was busy with the exam, so I kept my distance from Do-young, hoping that would solve the problem, but it didn't. As soon as I started hanging out with him again, grandfather looked displeased. I hope he doesn't do anything. I was getting more and more worried about Do-young. I almost stayed up all night out of anxiety. Episode 12, A Suspicious Approach, finished.
넌 만날 때마다 새로워.
Every time I see you, I discover a new side of you. Ah. Alright. I mean, we have time for episode 13. I could do 13. Should I continue for 13? Should I? Do I want to? I kind of do. Not that I kind of do. I do. I definitely do. Alright, episode 13. Episode 13, Mission Impossible Part 1. Oh. I woke up in my bed like any other day. I desperately wanted to stay in my warm bed, but I needed to hurry if I didn't want to be late for school. Ding, a message appeared with a light ring. Finally, it's happening. I somehow knew this was going to happen, so I calmly waited for what was to come. No, I was going to. Warning, warning. Mission, advance your relationships with the main leads. Heart, physical contact with Hyun, 0 out of 1. Physical contact with Jinha, 0 out of 1. Physical, what? I did have a hunch the writer was up to something, but I never imagined that it'd be something like this. It was nice and quiet for a while, but still, physical what? What's with the dramatic turn? You goddamn system, you're not helping me at all. I felt flustered. I had no idea what to do. With a gentle knock, someone opened the door. Do-young, is everything okay? You're more late than usual. It was Jinha, one of the two I've been thinking about. I wasn't ready to meet him yet. As I flouted, Jinha calmed me down. It's okay, Do-young. You don't have to hurry. No, it's okay. You have no idea what's going on. I hid myself under the blanket, lost in embarrassment. Are you dizzy? Jinha gently stroked the back of my head. Let me see your face. I'm not sick. You're gonna have to show me your face to convince me. I had no choice but to pull off the blanket. Are you sure you're okay? I'm not lying. I finally made eye contact with him. Jinha smiled. I heard you didn't have breakfast. You have to eat to stay healthy. I said I'm fine. I don't feel like eating anything. He fixed my hair gently as usual. His kindness helped me calm down. No, nothing like that, Bones. So, in this game, my character is a person from the real world, but was translated into this story that he used to read. And so now... So, I doubt you'll ever touch this game, but I'll say this ahead of time. If you don't want to listen to it, I'll say spoiler alert, and you can always come back later. But he gets transported. It's like, he's supposed to die. His character is supposed to be killed off. His twin sister is supposed to dress up like him as a dude and infiltrate the school to figure out the mystery. But because he kind of broke the story, it became a BL story. And so now he gets to live, and now it's BL. Now all the boys want him. And he's part of the story, but he doesn't know what's gonna happen. And the extra voice is somebody who is trying to make his things to do. Yeah. Well, let's eat. But I'm not hungry. Let's eat. He changed his mind for me. It was one of the many reasons I considered Do-young cute and lovely. As Do-young tried to get out of bed, I held up my hand. Do-young stopped for a moment. Then he was lost in his thoughts again. I wonder what he's thinking. His face took on a different look every minute. I really enjoyed watching him.
진아야.
Duh. Every time I hear my character's voice, it scares me. Jinha.
어?
Huh? Give me a hug. What? I must have been hearing things. Come on. Please. When Do-young asked again, my jaw dropped. Does he even know what he's talking about? You don't want to? No. I jumped. It was the exact opposite of what I thought. Am I still dreaming? Do-young looked up at me with an innocent look. I hope this is enough. Please. Why do I have to kiss him? That doesn't make any sense. There's no context. And it'd be inappropriate. Are you listening, system writer? Or whoever you are? For some reason, Jinha kept dawdling. I'm dead serious right now. Will you please hurry up? That was it. I dragged Jinha by his arm. He was much bigger than me, but I was able to drag him towards me. As Jinha got closer to me, I hugged him real tight. It seemed like Jinha stopped breathing for a moment. I have to look at the system window. Warning, warning, warning. Physical contact with Jinha, 0 out of 1. The number 0 still glared at me. This is too cruel. I felt like fainting. What do I do? I let out a sigh in Jinha's arms. Do-young mumbled something in a sad voice. The excitement subsided and I was coming back to my senses. It must be because of you, Yunho. I knew he kept loitering around Do-young. And now Do-young looked scared of him. He must have made Do-young uncomfortable in some way. I'll have to see Hyeon. Did anything come up from the background check? Nothing in nothing in particular. Then why then does he have a crush on Do-young or what? I'll dig deeper. Where's Cha Do-young? Is he feeling unwell? I told him to take the day off. You know he always says he's fine. Both Lee, Jinha, and I sighed deeply. Cha Do-young, that fool. I was frustrated. I told him to reach out to me when something troubled him, but he's trying to handle it on his own again. I felt sorry and angry at the same time. Who's the fool now? I was ready to help him, but he never asked. He was too kind and naive. The idea of seeing his drawn face made me feel upset. Should I get him to a restorative tonic? I stared at my phone and then texted him. I wanted to hear his voice desperately, but I didn't call him. I might get really angry if I heard his feeble voice, but the text I sent him didn't exactly convey the feelings I had for him. Fool. I could imagine Do-young making a sullen face if he read this, but if it could cheer him up, it was more than enough for me. I was on my way to the classroom after meeting Gang-hyun when I ran into the one person I didn't want to meet right now. You, Yunho. Do-young was used to saying I'm okay. That guy made Do-young so nervous that he hugged me first. I should ignore him. I wouldn't listen to him even if he talked to me. I was determined to brush past him no matter what. Then he scoffed at me. What the hell? I wasn't even angry, I was just dumbfounded. Oh, Legion, huh? I heard you're a bastard. Does Do-young know? It was more of a rhetorical question. He was trying to provoke me. I clenched my fist to calm myself down. Do-young doesn't judge people based on something like that. He's different. You want to tell him? Go ahead. Why would I do that? I could just tell the others. You're ashamed of yourself, and that's why you kept it a secret. It was true that I didn't tell Do-young about it, because I thought I didn't have to. Or was I really ashamed of myself? I was beginning to get confused. You should think about Do-young too. Do-young doesn't deserve the disdain. Do you want Do-young to go through all the trouble again? I tried to keep a straight face, but Yu Yun-ho's words shook me up. Think about that. Yu Yun-ho left with a content smile on his face. I've been staying at home for the 2 days straight after I got the mission. I can't stay home forever. This is too much. Is this my imagination coming true? I thought of Hyun. I thought of Jinha. Still, there's no context here at all. It's not like we're dating. And I have to have physical contact with both of them? Cool. I had no experience of dating, and I had a shy personality. The mission was too difficult for me. I need more time to think about it. Aside from the genre issue, I was weaving the story together with Hyun and Jinha. It's true that I want to go back, but I don't want to do what the writer says to build a relationship. That would be too cruel. No, it's rude. I was on my way back to school. I couldn't help but notice Jinha was acting strange. He picked me up right on time as usual, but he looks restless, and his face was drawn too. It reminded me of the midterm exam period when he wasn't getting enough sleep. But he shouldn't be that busy studying right now. The exam was over.
진아야.
Jinha!
어?
Huh? Is something wrong? No, nothing. Something's definitely wrong, but I couldn't ask more. Jinha lowered his head as if he didn't want to talk about it. Am I allowed to press him? I was a little upset, but I decided not to push him. I just patted the back of Jinha's hand. Okay then. I thought everything would be okay, that I could just wait him out. That's what I thought until... I froze up the moment I stepped into the classroom. Something was written on the blackboard. Lee Jinha is a bastard. I felt my heart thump. I already knew about Jinha, but I was shocked that someone was being so cruel to him. Why would someone do this? I remember my first day of school, but this was worse. It was dirty and malicious. People should never be criticized for their birth. Everyone just stood in silence doing nothing. They're watching us like we're some animals at the zoo. But I won't stand for that. Stand idle. I wanted to see how Jinha was doing, but there was something I needed to do first. I picked up the eraser. I gritted my teeth and erased what was written on the board. Why was that eraser so squeaky and scratchy? No. Do-young. His voice sounded wet. I turned to Jinha with a smile on my face. Let's go out. Do-young held my hand as we kept running down the hallway. It seemed he was desperate to leave the classroom. Do-young, stop. You're going too fast. I called him, but Do-young didn't stop. Do-young! I finally held his arm tight and stopped him. I always let Do-young drag me around, but he didn't stop him if I wanted to. Do-young. Are you crying? I was also choking up. I should have told him. I didn't want Do-young learning about it, not like this. What if Do-young lets go of my hand? That was my biggest fear right now. The secret of my birth being revealed came second. If he lets go of my hand, I don't think I can stand it. Do-young suddenly stamped his foot on the ground. I stood still watching him, feeling confused. Those bastards! Cowards!
어?
Do-young?
도영아.
I should have thrown a desk or something before I left. The way Do-young stamped his feet and showed his anger almost made me smile. Then Do-young grabbed me by the collar. Get yourself together! You look way too meek. People will take you lightly. Meek? Who? Me? I couldn't help it anymore. I broke into laughter. Now! Do it now. I tried hard to look away from that message. Read the room, will you? We're in school. What do you expect me to do? Don't you care about Jinha? His feelings were just hurt. I stared hard at the system window. Then Jinha chuckled in a low voice.
진아야.
Jinha.
어?
Huh?
진아야.
Jinha. Yeah? Every time I called his name, Jinha answered me. He was so kind that he sometimes looked foolish. I stroked his face gently. Jinha had a gentle look on his face as usual. I guess he's used to hearing these things. I'm sorry, Do-young. You're not the one who should be sorry. You always comforted me, but I can't say anything to comfort you. I wanted to return the kindness he's shown me, but I had no idea what to tell him. What matters is that I'm worried about him, and that I care for him. I'm poor at putting my thoughts into words. Forget about saying anything fancy. I should just be honest. I like you. I said that in a determined voice. Jinha looked at me, his eyes open wide. What? I like you. You're kind and sweet, better than anyone else. I like you. Might not sound serious enough compared to Jinha's feelings, but there were times when I felt my heart leap out of control. I had to admit that both Jinha and Hyun were more than just friends. I might not call it love yet, but you're Lee Jinha, and that's all that matters to me. Jinha's tearful face finally turned into a bright smile. Warning! Warning! This is it! This is the perfect timing. The system was going wild again. I almost frowned. Jeez, you're spoiling the mood. I can't keep a straight face. I hugged Jinha tight. For a moment, Jinha was taken aback, and then he threw his arms around me gently. Thank you. Just a little, you know. A phone buzzing broke the warm atmosphere. Hyun? Meet me at the student council room. I can find out who did it. His text brought me back to reality. We had no time for this. Running away doesn't solve the problem. Let's go catch the guy. I must find out who it is. Who is it? Where's that guy? Hyun showed us his laptop. There was security footage on the screen. It showed the hallway in front of class 3. I never knew there was a camera there. Hyun smiled at me. I just had to put one up there. I was speechless, but I turned my attention to the footage. Someone showed up in the empty hallway. You, Yunho. Yu and Yeon-ho looked around and then sneaked into class 3. What on earth? That was the end of the video Hyun showed us. Hyun couldn't put a camera inside the classroom. Why is he doing this to Jinha? Is he trying to tear us apart? While the young became enraged, I changed looks with Lee Jinha. Right. He could have stayed unnoticed if he kept it low, but I've got him. Yu Yeon-ho and Go Ji-hun. I shouldn't have let him get away like that. Sending him away to another school wasn't good enough. I should have given him a good beating to teach him a proper lesson. I regretted for not being thorough enough. What should I do? I was lost in thoughts when Do-young spoke. Leave this to me! What? What are you talking about? Do-young's plan was simple. The footage was nothing but circumstantial evidence. He suggested that we throw him a bait. He would have thought that he would get everything his way if he got rid of Jinha. But what if Jinha and I become even closer? He'll step out in some way. Lee Jinha jumped at what Do-young said. No. No, never. Listen, Jinha. No, I can't let you do that. Jinha was insistent and Do-young looked troubled.
진아야,
Jinha! Do-young tried to persuade Lee Jinha, but he wasn't listening. It's not a bad idea. Hey, it's what Do-young wants. Yes, it's what I want to do. Then do it. Do-young and I smiled, but Jinha gritted his teeth. Kyung-hyun. There shouldn't be a problem. We're here. Lee Jinha was always too careful, but I was sure I could protect him. If someone gets in the way, I could always give them a good beating. And I was planning to have someone follow Do-young to keep him safe. Have it your way then. I'll take care of everything else. There was no reason to wait. The plan was on, starting today. I began to follow Jinha up close everywhere he went. Feeling sleepy? No. You look sleepy. During recess, Jinha tapped on my forehead playfully. Everyone was shocked that Jinha and I looked even closer than before. Kyun also behaved as if nothing had happened. We put on a show the next day and the day after that. It wasn't long until word spread around the school. Yu Yeon-ho, what will you do if your plan doesn't work out? 3 days later, at lunchtime, sweet and sour pork was on the menu today. As soon as I sat down, I put my portion of sweet and sour pork on Jinha's tray. Jinha, eat up! No, Do-young. You should eat more. I'm satisfied with watching you eat. Come on. We were busy putting food on each other's tray. Hyun stared at us with a grim look. Oh, Hyun's super jealous. I was taking a walk with Jinha when Hyun took me away. Are you planning to piss me off too? When I saw Hyun's sharp eyes, I felt like laughing. He's supposed to be angry, but he looks so cute. I remembered him being jealous when I called Go Lee Jinha on the school field day. There was no way he was going to let this one slide. I'm serious. But when I kept smiling, the tension melted away. Hyun gently pinched my cheek. He must be still feeling jealous.
그럼
Then
어떻게 해줬으면
what do you want me to
좋겠는데?
do? It was easy to read his mind now that I'd seen him get jealous. And I was finding his jealousy quite cute. It was a privilege to see Gang Hyun act like this. So, you were jealous, were you? If he was sulky because I hung out with Jinha, there is only one way to soothe him. I could give him a loving pat. I threw my arms around Hyun's waist and held him.
이러면 좀 풀릴까?
How's this? Hyun looked at me, narrowing his eyes. I guess it was doing the trick. He didn't push me away or anything.
이진하랑은 그렇게 주야장천 붙어다니면서
You're with Lee Jinha 24/7.
이렇게 잠깐 안아준다고 풀릴 것 같아?
And you're hugging me for just a second.
그치만 그건
But
내가 엄청나게 봐주고 있는 거 알아 몰라? 차도야.
I'm trying very hard to put up with this situation, you know that? I must have lifted his spirit up too much. I cleared Hyun this time.
그래서 별로다?
So you don't like being hugged?
누가 별로래?
Who said that?
그럼 뭔데?
Then what is it?
내 말은 약하다 이거지.
I'm saying that this isn't enough.
뭐? 이게 약해?
Not enough? I looked at Hyun feeling confused. Warning. 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 Now, please begin. Kiss him. Kiss him. Be a two-timer. Kiss. Kiss him. Do it. I gave him a hug and a charming smile, and he says it isn't enough. I couldn't believe how cheeky he was. At the same time, I was embarrassed. Very embarrassed. In fact, I was feeling tempted. It seemed the perfect chance had come to me at the perfect timing. I'd been refusing to carry out the mission because I didn't want to force Hyun on Jinha. But he's kind of giving me consent. I think I can give him a kiss on the cheek. You could call that a kiss anyway. It was a pretty bold thing for me to think of. Right? I looked at Hyun and swallowed hard. His face had gone red. His hands were shaking, and as they held my shirt, seeing Do-young like that, I started to feel nervous too.
얘가 뭘 어쩌려고 이러는 거지?
What is he trying to do?
사실 반쯤 장난으로 나온 투정이었는데.
I was kind of joking, but Do-young had a habit of going beyond my expectations.
뭘 어디까지 해줄 거야? 응?
What are you going to do? The sense of expectancy made my heart pound.
뭘 그렇게 고민해?
What are you thinking? A sweet whisper in my ear. I was still hesitant, but then I closed my eyes. Excuse... No, Do-young! We like Jinha! What are you doing? What are you doing? No! No! You gave the guy that I want you to be with a hug, and you're giving this guy almost a lip kiss? Wait, a cheek kiss? Bruh, just because it's a mission. No! No! This is... No! No! I held onto Hyun's shirt tight and then stood on my tiptoes. It was a short kiss. I kissed Hyun on the cheek as if I was tapping it. Hyun froze at what had just happened.
이건 어때?
How's that? A moment after a clumsy kiss, Hyun finally came back to his senses. Hyun stared at me. There was a feverish light in his eyes. And when Hyun let out a small sigh, a strange mood filled the air.
차도영, 넌 정말...
Do-young, you're... two-timing. I felt Hyun's warm hand on my cheek. Bang! Someone thumped on the door. Hyun and I jumped and turned to the door. That jerk. Someone banged on the door again. I'm coming. Hyun snapped and walked over to the door. I followed him timorously. Hyun talked in a blunt voice. We'll talk later. I thought this was it. Hyun turned around right before he opened the door. It happened in the blink of an eye. Something warm and soft touched my lips. Realizing what had happened, I opened my eyes wide. Hyun smiled like a mischievous child. This is how you make things even. The door burst open before I could say anything. What were you doing? I could see Jinha's irritated face through the door. Nothing. Hyun looked like his usual self. He smiled leisurely. I kept my mouth shut to keep myself from hiccuping. Then I heard a familiar sound. Ding. Warning. Warning. Physical contact with Hyun. 1 out of 1. Okay, Hyun, you fool. Why did you not get the wrong idea? Dude. I'm not rooting for you anymore. I can't. After what happened in the student council room, there was a strange atmosphere around the three of us. I was still following Jinha around, but that hadn't changed. I was the one who had a problem. Kang Hyun. Hyun persistently tried to make eye contact with me. My face burned up every time he did that. Don't. I mouthed at him to stop. But even that whisper amused Hyun. Jinha must have noticed that something had changed between Hyun and me. Don't pick on Hyun. Do-young. I won't. Jinha glared at him warningly, but Hyun just shrugged it off. The same routine went on all day. There was just no way I could stay clear-headed. Oh, I forgot homework. We were at the main gate when I remembered that I forgot to bring my book. It seemed Hyun and Jinha were trying to follow me up to the classroom. Don't bother, I'll be right back. We were right in the front of the school building. I just needed to grab my book. I wanted to go by myself, but they didn't let me. They're being ridiculous. What Hyun said then worsened the situation. Then take one of us with you. That's a good idea. There's a spark in their eyes. They only click when it's about things like these. I'm ready. Come on, choose one. I'm ready too. You're ready for what? I had no choice but to choose the third option. Young? Jungmin. Jungmin was observing them from behind. He jumped when I called his name. Me? Actually, me. Hyun and Jinha turned to Jungmin with dark expressions on their faces. Be right back. Behave while we're gone. I won't forgive you if you follow me. I gave them a warning. Hyun and Jinha stood there, looking sullen. Episode 13, Mission Impassable. Finished?
하나도 아프지 않아.
It doesn't
정말인데.
hurt at all, really. Alrighty. That was episode 12 and 13. Where to make a romantic cartoon. You know what that means. It's officially over for the night. I'm trying to be a little better about ending a little bit earlier, just to fix my sleep a bit. And because tomorrow I'll be back, because I want to make sure that I keep my word that I'm going to play King of the Castle tomorrow. Or at least do something with it. And I'll be playing also some Minecraft at some point, hopefully. But we'll see. You never know what happens. Sometimes my stream plans change. Thanks, Bones, for being with me for this section. And for anybody else who came by. If you see this on YouTube, thanks for watching. And if you want to see me live, feel free to come to Twitch. But for now, DjDoubleT out and about. And deuces.